Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to another video with me. I'm Rashida A. Marshall, and we are gonna go into a short glute routine that is really great for activating the glute muscles from a variety of different angles and using different exercises. This is very good to do if you are currently pregnant or if you are in your postpartum phase and have been given the clear to begin working out and performing low impact exercises. And even if you are in neither one of those categories, but you just want to work, the glute muscles and kind of have a routine that you can add into your workout regimen, this is great. I love to do this with my clients because I really feel it working throughout the whole sequence. So we're going to be using just a mat or maybe a comfortable surface to get down onto the ground, and we're also going to use a small Pilates ball. If you don't have a Pilates ball, you can use a cushion or a pillow or something similar that you can use to squeeze between the knees, which is what we'll be using that for. And you can also use something like a soccer ball, something that's similar in size. If you don't have any one of those things, or if you just don't feel like grabbing it, you can do all of these exercises that will utilize the ball without it and still get a great workout. So let's go ahead and come down onto the mat. So we're gonna do a couple moves that are just gonna help to loosen up the lower back, and then we are gonna go right into some of these exercises. So we're gonna start on all fours. You wanna make sure that the shoulders are directly over the wrists and the knees are directly under the hips, and the knees are lined up with the palms of the hands as well to give you a nice positioning here. And we're gonna start first just by loosening up the lower back. So we're gonna do a wagging tail, one of my favorites. We're gonna look over the left shoulder as the left hip kind of pushes out to that side. We move back to center, and then we look over the right shoulder as the right hip pushes out to that side. And then go ahead and move through that. So we're just loosening up here, just kind of wagging the tail. All right. And then after we do one more on each side, we're gonna bring it back to center, and we're gonna do a small hip hinge. So we're gonna shift the hips back as though you were sitting over the heels, about to come into a child's pose, and then press the hips forward, and you're coming over the wrists. So you're pressing back and you're pressing forward. So this is really beneficial if you're currently pregnant or if you are in your postpartum phase. This is a great way just to release any tension in the lower back and kind of get some good movement of the pelvic floor area as you move through these motions. And then we're gonna bring it back to center, and we're gonna imagine that we're drawing a circle. So you're gonna press your hips to the left at a diagonal as you circle them back over the shins. You press back around, and then you come forward into that hip hinge. So again, we press it back over the heels, press forward and up. Let's do one more in this direction. And then we come around. Now we're gonna reverse. Let's go ahead and do 3 in that opposite direction. Press back to the right, push over the heels, over to the left, and forward. Good. So we're just pressing those hips back, forward, and let's do one more as we press back here and forward, and we're gonna bring it right back to our neutral spine. So connecting and repositioning if you need to. And let's start first with a leg lift. So we're gonna extend our left leg out behind us. All right, toe is connected to the floor. I'm gonna shift up forward just a little bit here. Now let's go ahead and lift that leg up. So we wanna squeeze the leg up and then lower down and tap. So we're lifting, engaging the glutes, and lower. So as you lift, try not to arch and do that right there. Even though it looks pretty like we're dancing, we don't wanna strain the lower back. We want the work to come just from the glutes. So let's lift up, another 4 and down for 3, last 2, and 1. Good. We're gonna take that leg back up. We're gonna hold it here parallel. We're gonna flex the ankle, bend the knee, and we're gonna come into a donkey kick here. Float that knee down to the mat, and then squeeze and press the sole of the foot to the ceiling. We lower down and we lift. Good. Down and up. Let's take it through 3 more. For 3, lower down and lift 2. We're gonna hold it up here on 1. We lift. Let's go ahead and pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're gonna extend that leg back out and float it down and draw that knee in. We reposition, getting centered again here. Let's switch over to the other leg. So extend that leg out and let's go ahead. We lift that leg and lower down. Again, keeping the lower back steady. And we lift up and tap. Good. All right, let's take it through 4 and lower, 3, last 2 and 2, 1 and 1. Good. We're gonna take that leg back up. We bend the knee, sole of the foot faces towards the ceiling. Let's draw that knee down to the mat, and then we press sole of the foot up. We lower down and lift. Good. And squeeze. Let's do 3 more as we lift. Last 2. And here's our last one. Go ahead and hold it up here. Let's pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Extend that leg back out, float it down, and draw that knee in. Now from here, let's go ahead and grab onto that ball or cushion or whatever it is that you might be using, or nothing if you're not adding that in, which is perfectly fine. We're gonna place this ball, starting with that first leg, placing it in between the calf and the thigh or hamstring, and we're gonna squeeze and hold that ball in place. So making sure that you have a comfortable hold on it. And this allows for us to maintain that connection with the hamstring, and also we're gonna be able to keep our leg in this formation as we go through the next exercise. So let's go ahead and we're gonna take the leg out to the side here. We're gonna squeeze the leg out and lower it down. So you lift and lower. Only coming up to where you don't start to open up the hips. You wanna keep the hip bones facing down towards the mat. And up. Good, let's take it through 4 more for 4 and lower. 3 and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 1. We're gonna keep the ball there. Take that leg back up. We're gonna create circles now. So we're gonna draw that knee down. We're gonna squeeze it up behind us, and we're gonna open the knee out to the side and float it back down. So imagine that you are drawing a circle with the knee. The leg comes out. Let's do 2 more here. And lower. And here's our last one as we come up and out. Now we're gonna reverse that circle for 4. Take the leg out to the side. Rotate the leg back and float it down. Good. We lift up and back and lower. Last 2 and down. And here's our last one as we come out and around and down. Perfect. Go ahead and rest that knee down. Let's move that ball, and we're gonna take it over to the other side. So I'm gonna switch directions here. Let's go ahead and come with that ball, bringing it in between the hamstrings and the calf, positioning ourselves here, and we're gonna start with that lift out to the side for 8. So we bring that leg up for 8 and lower. 7, again, paying attention to where the hip bones are as that leg comes up, and lift 5. Good. Last 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good job. Let's take that leg back out. We're gonna draw that circle as we lift up, rotate around and lower down. We lift up and rotate and lower. 2 more and up and down. And here's our last one. Up, around and down. Now let's reverse. Take that leg up, out to the side, float it down to the mat, and lift and out and lower. 2 more as we come up and out and lower down. Last one, and out and down. Go ahead and rest down, remove that ball. Take a quick stretch if you would like, so you can press back and sit on one side for the hips, get a good stretch, and then you can reverse over to the other side if you want. And from here, we're gonna come into some side planks with some leg lifts. So when you are ready, let's go ahead and come down onto the knees again. And then we're gonna open up. So you're gonna open up to one side. One palm is down, shoulders directly over the wrist. We're opening the chest up to the side. That bottom leg down on the knee, underneath the hip. That other leg is extended out. So hands can be rested on the hips, or if you want, you can reach them up high to the sky. Let's focus on this bottom leg here as we flex the ankle, we lift it up, we point and lower. We flex and lift, point and lower. Good. Flex up and point down and lift. Now let's reverse. We point up and flex lower, and point up and flex lower. Let's take it through 2 more. Up and down, lift up and lower. We're gonna take that leg back up. We're gonna hold it here, ankle flex. Let's draw small circles in the air for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Good. Lower that leg. Let's take a big stretch as we come out and lift the leg back up. Arm floats. We stretch and extend, or bring it in. We extend here and bring it in. Let's do one more as we lengthen and draw it back in. Good. Go ahead and release. You can lower down onto the hip. And we're gonna take it over to our other side before we come all the way down onto the mat. So reversing directions, getting situated to come into that side plank. So opposite hand is planted down on the mat. We draw that knee down underneath the hip, and let's go ahead and extend that other leg out. And let's take it right into those leg lifts. So we're gonna start first with our flex as we come up, point and lower. Flex up, point, lower. Let's do 2 more here. And point, lower. Last one, up and lower. Now we're gonna go ahead and reverse. We're gonna point up, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex it down. 2 more, point up, flex, lower. Last one, up and flex, lower. We're gonna take that leg back up, flex the ankle here. Let's draw those small circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower that leg. Let's take that arm up overhead as we stretch and draw it in and out and lift. 2 more as we come over and in. Here's our last one. Out and in. Good job. Go ahead and rest down. Taking a quick stretch there. Again, falling over onto those hips as you hold it here. That one is actually one of my favorites, adding some variations to the side plank. So we're gonna take it down onto the mat, and we're gonna take it into some glute presses, hip thrusters, glute bridges, so many different names for these. But let's go ahead and lay back nice and comfortably onto the mat, controlling yourself down, and grab onto that ball, cushion, pillow, whatever you may have. And we are gonna place this in between the knees. So you're gonna place it in between the legs, and you wanna have a good squeeze on the ball. This is a great one for working the inner thighs and maintaining connection to the pelvic floor. So hands are down by the side. We are gonna go ahead and squeeze, and we're gonna lift the hips up, curl the pelvic floor off, curl the pelvis off of the ground as you lift and press up, and then one vertebrae at a time, roll back down onto the mat. Again, let's go ahead and engage inner thighs. We lift, roll the hips up, and squeeze, and lower down. A good technique is to place the hands on the thighs. Elbows are bent here, but as you press the hips up, you want to create a straight line from the wrist to the shoulders. And curl it down. Let's go ahead and do one more as we lift and curl up. And now we're gonna hold it up here. So you can remove those hands if you place them on the thighs. Make sure hips are even and level. Let's start first with our left leg, maintaining that squeeze on the ball. We lift the left leg out. Keep those hips lifted, and we float them down. Again, we take our right leg out as we extend and lower. Left leg comes out and lower. Let's come to the right, take it out, and in. One more each side, those hips stay lifted. We come out and draw it in, and here's our last one. Out and in. We're gonna hold that lift. Let's go ahead and pulse here up top for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And roll those hips back down, one vertebrae at a time, nice and steady. And go ahead and remove that ball. We're gonna take it out to the side. Let's cross one leg over the other, and draw that bottom leg in towards the chest, holding it here for a good stretch. And if you want, you can extend that top leg up and get a deeper stretch. And let's go ahead and float it down. We're gonna switch legs, so alternating. Cross that other one over and pull the leg in. You can use your elbow to press that knee out and get a deeper stretch. Good. And let's go ahead and take it down. Place that leg down. We're gonna roll over onto our side. Use our top hand to press us up to seated. And we are done. So a short routine that works the glutes, different exercises, different variations that can be great to do. It's very low impact, really beneficial if you are currently pregnant, if you are a new mother and you're working your way back into a routine, and then again, if you are not in either one of those categories but want something that is, easy to tack on to your other routines, this is a great one to incorporate. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave some comments and feedback, and I will definitely have more videos for you guys soon. Bye.